Welcome to the 4th annual
Mass Black Male Graduation. We think that you're going to be encouraged. Hey, thank you. And we'll start the program now. graduates, have a seat. Thank you. That was the March of the Elders. Let's hear a hand for our elders. Including a wonderful contingent of commanders from the Chicago Police Department. And our graduates. At this time, we would like to have a welcome to this beautiful church that has been our home for the past few years from Reverend Connolly. Please.
On behalf of our pastor, Reverend Dr. Leon Finney Jr., I am Assistant Pastor Alan Conley, and I just want to welcome you all here to the Metropolitan Apostolic Community Church. We are more than just a church. We are a church that is committed to the community, and so hosting events like this is what kingdom work is all about. With so much negativity projected in the media, today is a day of celebration. To celebrate these 2017 African-American male graduates right here in the city of Chicago. There's some good things happening in Chicago, and there's something great happening right here today at the Metropolitan Apostolic Community Church. So welcome to each and every one of you. Feel free to celebrate these graduates. Feel free to make it loud. Feel free to just set the atmosphere for everything that you want to experience on today. God bless you.
May we please have the libation, the pouring of libation, Mr. William Michael.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And definitely good morning, graduates. Before I get started, just want to say it's an honor to be here to actually do this. This is not a small thing. To do libations, you have to have permission to do libations. The same way that you leave your house, you have to ask your mom or dad, or can you go? When you need permission or whatever to buy something or not. So as I stand here, I don't have permission to give you libations. I have to be given permission by esteemed gentlemen that came before me and you, who worked hard and who have worked diligently to fight for you, whether you knew it or not. We have a police department, we have men of business, we have elders from media, we have just hard-working men and fathers that are here. I have been given permission. That's why you see me holding my garb in my hand. They have not given me permission to speak in their stead, because I am not a true elder. Look around you over there. You'll see, look at your grandfathers over there. These gentlemen behind me are elders. I need their permission. So with that being said, obviously, I need my mentor and leader, Philip Jackson, permission as well. I don't want you to be remiss by that, because of him, I'm here. He honors me all the time or whatever, and I must do the right thing by him each and every day. And that's why you young men see me working hard for you. So, I humbly and respectfully asked to stand before you and give libations. I ask this of my elders.
You have permission. Yes.
Thank you, sir. If I may, again, for me, this is a big deal. And for you, it should be a big deal, because these men who have worked hard, who have reached high points in their careers and their lives, have come here to honor you. But I'm not going to make this long. But I do want to connect for some of you who have no idea what libations are, or what libations is, depending upon where your stance. Libations is a connection to our elders. None of us are here without our elders. I don't mean what your physical condition is. I don't mean where your mental condition is right now. There's a spirit that got you here. There are people that came before you that suffered from our motherland, Africa, who came here in bondage. But that's the low point. The high point of that bondage is that their strength, their perseverance, their commitment to have generations after them. We cannot know how they felt or why we know why they felt it, but we don't know how they felt. But because of them, you are here. Many, excuse me, I must grab this water. Libations can be done many ways. They can be done with water to signify growth and connectedness. You may recognize it when you, and not even know it when you are pouring out a 40 and you sitting there to my dead homie. You're connecting him to something, to a spirit. Well, we're here today to connect you back to where you came from. And that place that you came from is not here. But you are here to persevere, and you are here for a reason. It's not an accident that we are here. And no matter all that's against us, or what all you may even perceive to be against us, that's not against us. We are here for a reason. With that same perseverance that our ancestors came on the ship. So what you will be asked to do with me is that I pour this, and we will remember. We will remember together. And each time I pour, you can say libations, you can say Ashe. Ashe is so be it. It's up to you. But I need you all to help, because we are all here together, and it is not by accident. Remember those who have fallen to your recent lives of grandparents, but remember. I will start with the Holy Land of Africa, with the Holy Land of Africa, and all our forefathers and foremothers that planted a seed of endurance, of hard work, of education, and enlightenment, because the purpose of education, the true purpose of education, is enlightenment. I say to you, libations. Again, for our forefathers who came in that horrible, terrible journey across the sea, in those horrible, wretched conditions, who survived for us to be here, to come into a situation of servitude. Not by accident. It's their strength that you're here today. I say, libations. For the people that fought for us, once we were here in bondage, so you can be here today, who fought for freedom, because no matter what you were told, we did not lay down. We did not accept being held down, being mistreated, as if we were animals. I say the libations. I will give you a name, and we will start with a mother. Well, I call her mother because she's a woman. We're going to say Harriet Tubman. She is the one who was trying to free people, whether they knew they wanted to be free or not. She said she could have freed more knew they were in servitude to slavery. I say libations. I'll bring you to a band who stood and came out of slavery and made it to the highest points, was able to sit with kings and presidents who fought for you, and he fought in legislation, he fought behind closed doors. He was a slave, but not his mind. His mind was not in servitude. His name is Frederick Douglass. I say to you, libations. To bring you closer, the organization that I'm a part of It's called the Black Star Project. But there was a ship at one time that name came from, called the Black Star. That ship was here to take us back to where some of us believed that we needed to go. And to get some help, I'll ask an elder to say that name out loud for our young men.
Black Star Line Steamship Corporation, founded by the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey.
And I say, libations. I'm going to bring this closer to names that may be familiar to you. There was a man he was a young preacher, very young. Decided well, actually he was forced into it, but he did it unwillingly, but when he got his mind settled, his words rang around the world and through the universe. His name was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I say libations. And he had what many would believe was an opposing force, but he wasn't. He was just another side of the coin for the March for Freedom. His name was Malcolm X. I say libations. I'm going to bring you much closer. I'm going to say a name or whatever because it's an important name to me. I said it once, I will say it again. It's a man that has been fighting for you for years. Whether you know it or not, so you can think. Because his mantra is, educate or die. And I want you to think about that for a second. Educate or die. Because without an education, that's what you are doing, dying. And that's why we honor you today. And I'm going to say his name because it's an important name to me, and it should be to each and every one of you. Philip Jackson. I say libations. Thank you very much, and again, I humbly submit to the elders for allowing me to be in front of you because, trust me, each and every one of these elders could be in my stead, and most likely, forget probably, they should have been in this spot, not me, so I'm honored, and I thank each and every one of you elders. Thank you.
At this point, we would like to have just a quick invocation, and we have Commander Ronald Hope, who's going to do that for us.
Thanks, Phil. I'm Commander Ronald Hope with the Community Relations Division, Chicago Police Department, Bureau of Patrol. I'm going to my 27th year on the job. I've been a commander since 2010. On behalf of the Chicago Police Department, we are very honored to be here in representation for this great event of these young African American men and boys who have achieved the next level of graduation. But first, what I would like to do is introduce who's representing the Chicago Police Department here today. District Commander Darren Doss from the 3rd District. On the left, stand up. Remain standing. Next is Commander and Executive Officer of the Bureau of Patrol Area South, Elgin Holt, who is actually my brother, who I followed into the Chicago Police Department. And finally, we have our illustrious go-getter, Captain Mark Moore. Please stand. You all give him a round of applause. Thank you. You're welcome to see it. Thanks. This invocation is kind of pretty much to really encourage our young men and for the world to see and for the city of Chicago to see that we have some black young brothers who are doing some good in the hood. They are. And I want you all to know, we want you all to know, on behalf of the Chicago Police Department, we are doing our best to do some good in the hood. Not all of us are in that little less than 1% of that bad behaving, misbehaving, oops, I made a tragic and deadly mistake, cry. Okay? A lot of police officers, 99.9% of the men and women who take this job as Chicago police officers come on this job and they want to do, and they do a good job in their neighborhood. They do. They really do. So, moving forward with this brief invocation, whatever your belief is, whatever your spiritual belief is, whatever your spiritual enrichment is, whatever motivates you to move forward, get up in the morning and do what is necessary to achieve those goals in your life, young men. Remember, not only is the village the house that you live in, but the village is actually the people around you and who come to embrace you and wrap around you all the necessary resources that are possible and available to you. And hopefully we can continue to make those resources available to you because we want you all to achieve. We want you to achieve. Remember one thing, Chicago and black Chicago, African American Chicago, so goes black Chicago, so goes black America. I'll say it again. So goes black Chicago, so goes black America. We are the benchmark, the jumping off point, the landmark for what African Americans achieve and the perception that the rest of the country and the world have of African Americans. It's true. It is true. You can say Harold Washington. Oh yeah, it's true. I guarantee you, and I'll go on the line and say this, Barack Obama would have never been the first black president of the United States had he lived some other place other than Chicago. Plain and simple. I can keep it real up in here. You all know it, I know it, he knew it. That's why he landed in Chicago. It was a spiritual blessing and connection that Michelle Robinson led him back to Chicago. That hand, as they say, was on him. They said, it's not going to be on you unless you hook up with this black woman. If you hooked up with any other woman and lived in any other city, I can't do nothing with you now. So, just keep that in mind. You young brothers, you all can achieve whatever is in your mind, whatever is in your heart, whatever you believe, whatever you work towards, you can achieve it. But parents, who are here representing these young boys here today? Raise your hand. Who's here for these young boys today? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Young brothers, keep your hands raised. You young brothers, stand up and give your parents and your mothers a round of applause. Stand up, platform. They did everything they could so far to keep a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in your mouth, and keep you educated. Come on, you ought to be better than that. I'm almost done, President. Almost done. And you parents, you all raise your hand. You get up and you give them, your children, your boys a round of applause. Come on, scream for them. Take a bow, young graduates. Graduates, take a bow. There you go. All right, I'm going to get off this stage. I've talked enough. I'm getting revved up, and I can feel Phil Jackson over my back. I just want you to know, him leaving me closer. He gets his steps to get closer and closer. We have long history together. I became a mentor and motivational speaker with Black Star Project in 2004. And that's because when I enrolled my son, the late Blair Holt, into Julian High School, I saw something in that high school that was disturbing to me. I saw that there was a contingency, President Jackson, a contingency of young black boys and just young children, period, who did not know who their father was. A father who wasn't consistent in their lives. So dads, if you're here, moms, if you're here, grandparents, if you are here, I'll leave you with this. It is your responsibility to get these boys to the next level and beyond. Shame on you if you do not. God bless you all. Thank you much.
At this point, we have a special performance from the Seneca West African Percussion Ensemble.
like to introduce our keynote speakers. And so they're next. Some of you might know them. Now, before I do that, though, there are a few people in the auditorium there are more than a few. Some of you, I need your help at acknowledging you because I don't see everyone. But we've got from the UNIA, Brother Shaka Barak, Universal Negro Improvement Organization, from Black Wall Street, Brother Mark Allen. From the Champs Mentoring Program, Brother Singleton. Is Jeff Dace here? Jeff, way back in back. Thank you, Brother Dace from the Chicago Public Schools. Thank you. And then we've got people from Purpose Over Pain. Ms. Marcia Lee, Mr. Ronaldo, Purpose Over Pain. And there are some other organizations here. Can you guys help me with the other organization?
Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
The Omega Psi Phi. Huge. Yes. And of course,
Do I need one? So then I need to represent for the men of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha.
we did. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go. Yeah. The war on filth and fear. Yes, sir. Black nurses.
The Cook County Bar Association, the nation's oldest and largest black bar association.
Yes, sir. Cook County Bar. Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. Team Nation, Miss Moore, Delta Sigma. Indigo Nation. Noble. All right, I started something. All right. Now I'm going to stop because I want to introduce one more person. She's in town because she's at the American Library Association. She's autographing her book. Her name is Susan Burton. Miss Burton. Miss Burton is leading a national effort to help women, especially black women, who've been incarcerated. There's a bunch of sisters. There's a bunch of sisters. And so she's in town just for a couple of days, and she's leading a national effort. She works with one of your friends, Michelle Alexander, who many of you know. Absolutely. At this point, we want to get right to it. The best way to describe our keynote speakers is with one word, and that word is woke. Woke. They say that for too many years, have been asleep. And we've been going through our emotions. Some of us, we've been living 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80 years. Sleep. And so what they have brought to the radio waves of Chicago, of the Midwest, of the nation, is a new concept that we will no longer be asleep. That we, and especially our young black men, will be woke. I give to you Mr. Mays Jackson, Mr. Charles Thompson. It's your show, I'm just a sidekick.
First of all, brother, you are not the sidekick. You are the narrator. So let me just be clear, first of all. On our morning show, we ask, what's in it for the black people? Right? What's in it for the black people? And you know, so many people, Charles, come on the show and they do not have an answer. So you know, I went into my mailbox.
We have black people that come on the show that don't have an answer.
That's crazy to me. And we got black people that seem like they got a problem answering the question. So you know, when I went into my mailbox, and you know, I open my mailbox and I look at those letters and I check them to make sure, you know, I say some stuff. So I make sure it's not a letter bomb. And when we opened the letter and saw that Brother Philip Jackson had asked us to come and keynote the black male mass graduation, we had to be here.
You know, we had to be here, but I want to tell you, I had a very inspiring moment this morning. First of all, I mean, we were called here to talk to the graduates, to inspire the graduates. The graduates are inspiring me. And I think I speak for most of the adults in this room, because you are the confirmation that we have a future. But I want to go back to the libations. And the brother was giving the libations, pouring the libations for all those who have come before us. And he mentioned such luminaries as Frederick Douglass, as Marcus Garvey, went on to Dr. King and Malcolm X. Then he went on to Philip Jackson. And I said, Philip Jackson? I know Philip Jackson. Philip Jackson, that's him right there. He's from Chicago. I mean, why, Philip Jackson, how does Philip Jackson get ranked with these great men of history who we can credit with our very survival? And then I got it. Philip Jackson is every one of us in this room. Philip Jackson is one of us. I knew Philip Jackson 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I remember when Philip Jackson, when the powers that be tried to co-opt Philip Jackson. Philip Jackson tried to put him in a headlock, tried to stop him. And Philip Jackson said, no, I'm going my own way. I'm woke. This man's been woke for decades, and God bless him. And he's a lesson to all of us. And there was a reminder, the libations were a reminder to me that I got to be more like Philip. I got to strive for that. And everyone in this room has to do that. And all of you graduates have to understand that.
Now, Charles, we sat down and we said, what's our speech going to be? And, you know, we got to talking and we said, we're going to have a conversation. So I just want to have a quick conversation. You know, as I look out into this audience and I look at each one of these brothers, from the little shorties to the brother, I think you must got a PhD or something. So we are literally looking at black excellence, the best that black folks have to offer. But nobody wants to tell that story. Nobody wants to tell the story. You know, when we look at our police officers, right, we would see all the stories on the news about how they not against they not for us, etc. But who's here on Saturday morning? Now I want to do one thing. I want you to take a look around, because I ask this question all the time. Take a look around, and I want you to look at who's here. You see your police, you see your community service organizations, you see your educators, but you don't see any politicians. Hold it, except for one. Now, I'm gonna need you. I see one. Well, I see one over there. Can you stand up and raise your hand? Commissioner Carrie Steele.
You know, I know her. She's a homer. Wait a minute. Does she count today?
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? She counts every day, because I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. The fight that we have on a daily basis, they can't get me because I work for myself. So they try to put it on my wife. So I'm gonna ask you to stand up. But for those people that are standing up, it is time for us to stand up for our community, to start asking the right questions. What's in it for the black people is not against anybody. It is for us. When do we represent our self-interest? When do we ask? Philip Jackson, I'm gonna tell you, these politicians come on our show all the time, and they do not have an answer for what's in it for the black people. Philip Jackson sent us a letter and said, here is my answer. I live that answer every day. And the outcome are these young men sitting in the front rows right now.
And let me tell you something else. Most of you all know me from my 25 years in the mainstream media in Chicago. Do you see any TV cameras out here? Now, if somebody got shot out on King Drive, man, they'd have helicopters, they'd have satellite trucks, and everybody would be here. But they're not here to see this positive moment in our community. And we've got a remedy for that. Mace and I are working on that. Yeah, we're on the radio together in the morning, but very soon, heck now, now, as of last 24 hours, we just put up a web page. We call it the ChicagoDrum.com. Where's that drum? Where's that drum? He's gone? Well, anyway, but the drum is online. It's the ChicagoDrum.com, and it is going to be us telling our story. And we are going to hold these politicians accountable. I don't want everybody grabbing their phone now because that's rude, but when you get out of here, you grab your phone and you put in the Chicago Drum, theChicagoDrum.com, and you will see our landing page, our preview, our mission statement, what we are going to do to change the narrative about our community. No more Pookie and Ray Ray shooting each other. We're going to talk about these young brothers. We're going to talk about these brothers in excellence. And we're going to change the narrative about our community.
And one of the things, Charles, you talk about is accountability. We talk about holding black politicians accountable, but I want to charge my young brothers that are here in your caps and gowns about black accountability. You know, we talk about what everybody else is not doing, what they gonna do for us, but I want you all to take a look at yourselves. I want you to look at yourself in those caps and gowns in the mirror. Wear your cap, wear your full cap, wear your full gown, and I want you to imagine all the transformations of what that cap and gown allow you to do or be, because it allows you to do or be anything that you want. Now, I talk a lot about, when I talk to young people, about overnight successes and substitute for hard work. So I'm going to give you two things I want you to remember, and then I'm going to sit down, because, you know, my daddy was a preacher, and I'm starting to, get well. But let me tell you, overnight success. Many of you all Today, everybody sees you in your bright, shiny caps and gowns. And they don't know any of the backstory, any of the fight that it took for you to get here. They just know today you are a graduate, right? So they would tell you, nobody knows about your struggle, your hard work. They just saw you this morning and they would assume you are an overnight success. Well, I'm here to tell you there is no such thing as an overnight success. It requires work, hard work, perseverance. And then when you finally break through, people be like, man, he just got it. Well, no, that's not the case. You've been working. So remember, as you're fighting through, there's no substitute for hard work. And as we move forward, right? Oh, sorry. No overnight success, but there's also no substitute for hard work, right? People, right now we live in a microwave world where everybody wants things instantly. You turn on Facebook Live, you want to be famous. You decided you want a new car, you watched a rap video, and at 22 this guy's got a car, crib, and you might feel like a failure. But remember, those are illusions. Those are illusions that they put in front of you to trick you out of your hard work. Put your nose down. Go to the grindstone. I will always encourage you, find something that you love to do. So that when it gets tough, because remember, no substitute for hard work, but when it gets tough, it's not work, it's who you are, and it's who you want to be. Now I'm going to stop preaching. I'm going to turn it over to this is the first time I've been an elder, right? So as an elder, 46 years old, I finally made the elder status, so I just had to get mine in. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Tune in to us every morning, 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. I'm going to turn it over to them.
Yeah, I just got one more thing to say. I am an elder. And the message I'm going to leave you with is, I want to restore hope. I want to restore hope. They give us all this negativity every day on the news. And I've been there. I used to work for the news. That news. I still work for the news, but it's our news. I want to restore hope. I want to remind you, and I know you old folks in here, at least my age and older, we remember, and I know May's gone a couple of years, May. You remember when Harold Washington was elected mayor in 1983? Remember the hope. Remember the momentum. Remember the gilded age, the wonderful age that he began in Chicago. He was elected in 1983. Remember what happened during those 4 years, those too short 4 years that he was here? Remember? Not only did Barack Obama arrive in Chicago in 1983, guess who else arrived in Chicago in the 80s during that period? Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey. Remember? Black excellence. We set the tone not only for this city, but for this entire country. Black folks in Chicago. And that's what he was saying when he was saying that we define and we will define again what it is to be black and excellent in America. I just want to leave you with that. I want you to remember that these things are cyclical. Yeah, we've had a downtime, but we're coming back. We are back. I can hear a drum. I can hear a drum. And that's our vision. Is that our keynote speech?
That's our keynote conversation. Remember to ask, what's in it for the black? Look at it. Before you take the selfie, because they're going to all come around. Remember, it's election season. Before you take the selfie, ask them. Come on. One more time. Before you take the picture, what are you going to ask those politicians? There it is. I want to acknowledge Brother Salim Muwakil from WVON as well. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
And additionally, we have a radio host, entrepreneur, aspiring tech man, who many of you know, truth be told, Carl West. before we award the diplomas, I just want to mention a few names in memoriam that some of you might know. We're losing many of our elders. And we've got to replace them. So this is in memoriam for Boise Edwards, who many of you knew. Quincy Ronald Harris. Henry English. Bernard Clark. Joseph Watkins. And more recently, Commissioner Robert Steele. At this point, we'd like to begin the awarding of the graduation certificates. We're changing the program just a little bit. Okay. And we've got Gloria, please come up. Interim Executive Director of the Black Star Project, Gloria Smith. Everybody's got a card in kindergarten, pre-K. Can you guys stand up? Kindergarten, pre-K, stand up. Put on your caps and gowns. Vince, can you collect your cards? Give them to me in the order. All right. Stand up, gentlemen. Stand up, gentlemen. Yeah, in fact, yes. Yes. Elders, can you join us on stage? Mr. Brendan Kelly. From Madison School. Mr. Jordan Iman West Williams. From St. Savannah School. Mr. Joshua Davis. From St. Eurythia Kindergarten. Mr. Michael Scott. From CCBB Daycare. And Mr. Jeremiah Clark. Thank you. Next, the high school and the college graduates. Please come up. All right. First, we have Reverend Dr. Lawrence J. Clark, Interdenominational Theological Seminary in Atlanta. From Kennedy King College, an associate's degree, Kendon Williams. From DePaul University, a BA degree, Michael Scott Sr. From Gary Comer College Prep, Basayo Adebayo. Where are you going to school, sir? University of Illinois. And please, gentlemen, if you're going. Mr. Darion Baxter. Mr. Baxter, where are you going to? Loyola University. Mr. Robert Newman. Brooks College Prep. Where are you going to school, sir? Eastern Illinois University. From Thornwood High School, Mr. Winton Harbor. Tennessee State. Mr. David Wilkerson Lindsay. Walter Bay. Mr. Noah Clay, Hyde Park Academy. Mr. Timothy Drayton. Jane Addams High School. Mr. Kavan Iverson. Park Academy. And Mr. Thomas Williams, CICS, West Ellis. Mr. Will Townsend, Olive Arby Middle College. Mr. Marcus Dixon. Mr. Byron Folks. Mr. Wesley Banks. SIU. Mr. Pierre Anderson. Mr. Billy Williams Jr. from Kenwood High School. Mr. Caribbean Lott. Mr. DeQuan Mathis. Mr. Jalen Crane. And Mr. Langston Harris. We'll get a picture. We'll get a picture of the high school and college high school. So right now, we're finishing up from 8th grade graduation. 8th grade. Mr. Dwayne Burton. Mr. Kenyon Stribling, Jr. Ja Alain. Mr. Ian Burris. Mr. Matthew Hill. Mr. Terrell Tauber. Mr. Rasan Newman. Mr. Jalen Allen. Mr. Terrence Kendrick. Ronald Rakan. Ronell. Mr. Mario Alden. Mr. Elijah Miller Jr. From the Indigo Nation, Jihad. Mr. Kishan Ward. Mr. Kentrell Pollard. Elijah C. Mr. Jerron Robinson. Mr. Sharon Robinson. Mr. Xavier Griffin. Mr. Timothy Goldston. And Omarion Simpson. Thank you, graduates. And now, we want to do a couple of things. We absolutely want to get a group picture of the elders with all the graduates. And can we get some people from the church to help us move this? Can we find some people from the church, please, to help us move this? Just so we can have, no, this belongs to the church. This belongs to the church. All right. At this point, we're ready to award our scholarships. Somebody's going to leave here today with some. Kenya? Erica? All right, we're ready.
Yes, to take a picture. Can we move it? Can we move it?
Yeah, we can move it. Oh, okay.
10 minutes. Thank you. We only have 2 checks in there. We only have 2 $25 checks, but that's all. It's 2 more. Mr. Singleton, Brother Dr. Barak, Brother James, can we help choose? And Mr. Markel, you guys are gonna give away the money. All right, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. All right? We've never done this before, but because this is the first time that we've had kindergarten graduates, we're going to give each of the graduates a small scholarship. I don't know why we're going to pull their names out of a bag.
That was easy. That was easy.
All right, so each of them will get a $25 scholarship to do whatever they want. All right, so that was the easy part. Now it's time to move on to the bigger one. And we'll do the 8th graders first. 8th grade. We have 8 $50 scholarships that we're giving away today. And the first one goes to Amarion Simpson. The next one?
Have him stand.
The next one goes to Mario Halder. And Mr. Terrell Tauber. Mr. Elijah Cease. Mr. Timothy Golston. Mr. Ronell Rankin. Mr. Dwayne Burton.
One more.
And the last one goes to Mr. Kenyon Stribling. Thank you. Three more. Let me get one of the Catherine more. Thank you. All right. Now we're going for the big money. We have 6 $100 scholarship book stipends. First is Langston Harris.
Which one can pull one? It's 6. Which one can pull one? Mr. Harris, congratulations.
This side, sir. Put him in the center. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you.
Mr. Kenton Williams.
Here we go.
Reverend Dr. Lawrence J. Clark.
Come up. That's it. Turn around, Phil. That's it. Got it.
Thank you. Mr. Robert Newman. Mr. Thomas Williams.
Here we go.
Thank you. And lastly, Mr. Winton Harvey.
Good, you guys. I'm gonna put these back in the bin. I'll put these back in. Here we go.
All stand to see their graduates.
we have a few remarks, and we will make a presentation. The presentation is of a piece of equipment. With this piece of equipment, you can start your own business. You can start your own school system. You can take it and do whatever you want in the world. It's being donated to us by Citibank. And I would like to introduce Mr. George Wright. A few words, and then we'll get on with the presentation.
Thank you, Philip, and let me also say as I start, and I won't take that long, but as is my habit, let me say I give thanks and honor to God from all my blessings flow. I'd like to also honor the elders who have given me permission to talk today and could have been doing a lot more than standing with you. I'd like to also honor the graduates. Not only them, but the parents, the cousins, the brothers, the sisters, because you would not be here if it wasn't for them. So I don't know if our esteemed DJ can find this song, and there may be some of you all in the crowd who recognize the name or my elders, but it goes something like this. We people who are darker than blue, are we going to stand around this town and what they say about us come true? That they figure that we're just no good, shiftless jigger. Now, we can hardly stand for that. Or graduates, is that really where it's at? We people who are darker than blue, ain't no time for segregating. I'm talking about brown and yellow too. It said, hi yellow girls, can't you tell? You're just the surface of a dark, deep well. And if your mind could really see, you know your color is the same as me. Pardon me, brothers, while you stand in your graduation glory. I hope you won't mind, because we're telling you the whole story. You know, I have to say one thing before I give away this award. You know, I was invited and blessed to be the keynote speaker last year, but this year's keynote is even better. I've never seen an elder actually bend down and do a selfie. And most elders don't even know how to do that, and if they tried to bend down, they wouldn't get back up. But let me do this, because I am blessed to be able to represent a corporation where I am tirelessly working on the inside for those of us on the outside. And while I would rather have had this bag full of money, and I would have rather had, as I told Phil, pick a person who, as our keynote speaker said best, because life is not random and it's not at your choosing. But somebody had to work hard for this. And I think Philip is going to pull the name, or someone's going to pull the name, and at that point, we'll give him the bag too. But we'll give this person this. I think there's a little apple on the side of this. I don't know what that means. It means it's time for you to take a bite of life's apple. Thank you very much. Wishing you the best, and I don't know who this is going to go to. It's going to go to the church? Oh, no, we can't have that. You going to pick the name?
Yes. No, here.
Okay.
He is. We want to make sure it's legit. And so, for the high school and the college graduates, here's an opportunity to start off your life in a way that you cannot imagine. That's right. This is a $3,000 computer.
I think it's jailbroken. No, maybe not. It's never been opened.
And we have Reverend Connolly from the church here who's going to choose who receives that computer. And magically, he's going to choose a name. You want to say a little bit?
Just drop the card. Uh-oh.
Nope, it's empty, it's blank. That was blank.
No name on it.
Prayer works. I can hear your prayers right now. David Wilkerson Lindsay.
I think the laptop going to the dad. Or maybe Omega Psi Phi.
Phil, can I get you on that side real quick? Right here. Here we go, here we go. All right, now, Dad, now. Here we go. Stand there. Here we go.
Citibank is one of the sponsors of this event, so thank you very much. And then just a few closing remarks. This thing started on time, we're finishing on time, we've had a beautiful ceremony, we've covered a lot of ground. Give me a little something before we go out of here. Ah.
It's not an ordinary day.
Gloria, can we get all the Black Star volunteers and staff? All the Black Star volunteers and staff, please come up for a moment. Brother Singleton. And we have a few closing remarks from Commander Goss.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say it was appropriate that they played the Black National Anthem because you guys are the hope for the future. And you guys are my hope. And as reluctant as I was to speak, and I cannot find the words to thank you all for giving me a hope to march out of here and do my job and protect you guys so you can go forward and help me through the rest of my life. And I thank you for that. And I thank you parents for bringing these young men to this and to every event and to show everyone what we have to offer. These are our men. These are my sons. These are my brothers. And I treat each and every one in that way and in that vein every day of my life. And I want you guys to do the same as you march through. Reach back and grab my son. Grab my daughter. Show them the way and the light. And help each other move forward and be proud of what you do every day. And for that, I thank you for brightening this day for me and all of us elders up here. because we are eternally thankful for what you've been. And for that, I'm grateful, and thank God and thank you.